IEEE, and our group consists of myself, Gary Yamasaki. We have Devang, Minji, and Andrew, and you can hit the slide. So the basic agenda of our project is we're going to summarize the case facts for both assaulting and coming. We're going to summarize the ethical questions as well, and then we're going to use the IEEE Code of Ethics to support our evidence on who we believe and what we believe is the case. We're going to provide analysis, and then in our summary we're going to include a position statement on where we stand for each candidate and why we support each candidate.
So some backgrounds about this case. Ed Salting is a professional engineer who is also the president of a national technical society. He goes to address engineering students in his technical discipline, and he claims that Salting's discipline of practice is paid to think, while newer discipline of practice is paid not to think. And there were some reactions from the audience, and he claims that I should have asked if there were any engineers in this newer discipline in the audience before making this remark concerning their discipline. And here's a case facts about Kuman, who's another professional engineer. He works at a newer discipline that Salting described earlier. And when Salting said that statement, he tries to take edge off of Salting's comment before the members of audience. So he tries to save Salting's reputation. And after the conference, he sends a letter to Salting criticizing his comments. But when he sent the letter to Salting, he CC'd many leaders within the engineering profession, and he requested that Salting apologize to them. So summarize ethical questions. Was it ethical for Salting to make his comments before regarding the newer discipline of engineering? And the four of us decided that Salting is indeed ethical. And was it ethical for Kuman to send a letter to Salting criticizing Salting for his comments and CCing many other leaders within the engineering profession and requesting that Salting apologizes for his comments? And yes, he indeed is ethical, and he abides by the IEEE Code of Ethics.
So, for our reasons for why Salting is ethical, the first is that if you look at number 3 on the IEEE Code of Ethics, which says to be honest and realistic in stating claims or estimates based on available data. And so he said that since Salting is an engineer, he would be able to make a claim for this. And based on the knowledge that he had, he was making an honest claim about his opinion on what the newer discipline was like. And then we also use the number 7, which says to seek, accept, and to offer criticism of technical work, to acknowledge and correct errors, and to credit properly the contributions of others. And so he said that he offered honest criticism because that was what he truly believed about the newer discipline. And we also said that he acknowledged and corrected his errors because in the beginning, when he says it, some people in the audience take offense to it because they're of the newer discipline. But he quickly realizes that, and so he says, I should have asked if there's any people from the newer discipline. And we also say he abides to number 9, which is to avoid injuring others, their property, reputation, or employment by false or malicious action for the same reason, because he realizes what he's doing and stops it.
So we have some counter arguments for number 6, or for the Salting case, and a lot of people will argue number 6 on the IEEE Code of Ethics. And what number 6 says, it says to maintain and improve our technical competence and to undertake technological tasks for others only if qualified by training or experience. So a lot of people might argue that Salting was unethical because he wasn't qualified by training or experience. But indeed, when we are analyzing our presentation, or Salting's case, we truly believe that indeed he was acting in an ethical manner because he was president in the statement earlier, we said that he was president of a national technical society and he was also a professional engineer. So we believe that at minimum, he would be able to say broad statements about other fields that were like not paid like to think. So we believe that for number 6 that he is qualified because he's a professional engineer and he's president of a national technical society. And for number 9 on the IEEE Code of Ethics, to avoid injuring others, their property, reputation, or employment by false or malicious action. A lot of people would say that Salting indeed said that he claimed false or malicious action because he said that engineers were not paid to think. But indeed, Salting at the end, he accepted his error and he apologized he made a sincere approach to apologize to the people that he offended. So we do believe that, in fact, he avoided injuring others, which is the main point of the statement.
So now we look at Human, and we wonder why is what Human did ethical. So looking at the IEEE Code of Ethics, we refer to number 3, which is to be honest and realistic when stating claims or estimates based on available data. Since Human is a professional engineer in his discipline, and he was able to make a honest and realistic claim based on his knowledge of his discipline as he is the president of his technical society, he should have a well-rounded knowledge of all the other disciplines, so he's able to make that claim that he made. Also, when we refer to number 6, to maintain and improve our technical competence and undertake technological tasks for others if qualified by training or experience. Human, he has to train, and he is and experience since he's part of that discipline. That's what he practices in. And also, more importantly, number 9, to avoid injuring others, the property, the reputation, or employment by false or malicious action. Human, when Salting made his comments that drew a response from the crowd, Human attempted to downplay that, downplaying the arguments by trying to draw away the crowd's attention from it, and therefore also tried to help Human salvage his own reputation. In addition, this also falls into number 10, which is to assess colleagues and coworkers in their professional development and support them in this code of ethics. Human attempted to help Salting in his professional development by pointing out his error and tried to help Human. So we also refer to the guidelines for engineers dissenting on ethical grounds. Number 1 states that there has to be a clear technical foundation. Salting was making a claim outside of his discipline, but Human was within the discipline, so he is able to disagree. In addition, Human managed to downplay or keep arguments on a highly professional plane by he downplayed the effects of it in public inside the talk, and he tried to raise the issue later with Salting and other professional leaders. Also, this leads to number 3, when Human had involved other leaders in the letter. He tried to solve the problem by talking directly to Salting, by sending Salting the letter, and instead of going above Salting's head.
And so some counter arguments that you might have against it is that the main one would be that since he did CC other engineering leaders on the email that he sent out, that it might seem like he's kind of making a personal attack on Salting. And we felt that this was not true because what Human is trying to do is he's trying to hold Salting accountable for his actions. And an important distinction is that he CC'd other engineering leaders. He didn't CC everyone that was there. He didn't CC the general public. He wanted it to be something where other engineering leaders can also give their feedback to and agree or disagree with that opinion. And he also gave Salting the choice of saying that I want you to apologize. Now, and Salting still had that choice of whether he would ultimately apologize. And so, in conclusion, according to the IEEE Code of Ethics, we believe that both Cumin and Salting are ethical in their actions.